All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol ZOM, Zomedica Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. It helps out the YouTube channel with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it very much. And to stay tuned towards the end, because I have a ticker symbol that I mentioned last week over at the Patreon on the 24th, and it's already jumped up a total amount from its low, recent low actually, right, in the last several days, like 5 days, 6 days, to a high of $20 jump, right? It jumped already from 119 to 139. It's sitting a little bit below 139. I think there's still room, and also we're going to talk about its long-term potential and why it pulled back, and I believe it's a temporary pullback. So stay tuned for that information. So Zomedica Corp, right, ZOM stock drops below the 50-day moving average even further, right? Because we were getting close here to like a tug-of-war zone area, right? Because it was coming towards the stock, and then it drops further away from it, hitting a low here of 143. We've talked about the 140 range, 133 range, super important support levels. And today's crash was so fast because of the Treasury yield bonds, you know, the 10-year Treasury, you know, running up. And we're going to keep getting these type of flash crashes coming. And that's either an opportunity to load up or an opportunity to be fearful and get out, right? So it's all about your perspective. So our new resistance and support, right? We're going to look at it. So I had put it earlier here at 143. And I was like, no, I'm just going to mention it. Keep it in mind. Pay close attention to it. But I want to narrow it in a little bit more so we can get a better feel of what's going on with the price action. So we're currently sitting on the 50-day moving average, and that's currently where the price is at, 162. I want every single investor and viewer to be aware that we certainly are in tug-of-war zone. Now, our support here is 153. That gets broken through. You want to watch how the bulls are reacting. Are they trying to bring it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast, and how it's reacting between this support and 143, right? 10-cent range there to see between those two supports. Now, for the bulls, they need to break through this resistance, and they significantly need to pull away from it. Significantly. The ZOM stock does not sit here and just stay there, right? And if it does not pull through this, you know, it's actually going to be pulling downwards. So ZOM stock is not just going to sit there and stay hanging out in that area. Somebody's going to win the tug of war. So in ZOM stock, the bulls need to break through this resistance, turn it into a support at 163/164, give or take, to go ahead and pull away from it to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and their next level of resistance is up here at 169 to continue the momentum to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Now, I talked about it in my previous videos, what the price targets are for Zomedica. I've even pulled up the articles, and I'm just going to summarize it. So articles are saying that this is going to sit between 150 to 175 for now. And then the Truforma launch, we already saw the hype happen, right? From these lows here of 140 all the way up to 275. And that this stock is worth 275, maybe 250 on the lower end. And the higher end up to 320 to 350 once revenue starts to kick in. And it could take months to a year for us to see such a thing unless investors get hyped and hopeful and ride this one up with speculation to newer highs and new resistance levels beyond the fundamentals. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to smash the like button because it helps out the YouTube channel. I appreciate it very much. It lets me know you find value in everything that I share with you guys. And stay tuned for this next part of the video because you are going to be surprised with what stock it is. I mean, this stock has ran up pretty fast, and it was an opportunity from the get-go when I mentioned it last week, and I still see room for it to an opportunity in the long run. So this is definitely one you want to have on your watch list moving forward. So today's ticker symbol is PDD, Pinduoduo. I definitely recommend every single investor and viewer to check them out. Go to their website to learn more about them. But let's go ahead and see their chart. So here I have their chart pulled up. We're going to look at it when I mentioned it and how I mentioned it. So I mentioned it over at the Patreon, right? I have the post here, and I posted some EV stocks as well because they were getting hit by the chip shortages. plus these tensions with China. But Pinduoduo was just getting hit because of these tensions, which I knew and felt the conviction they were going to be temporary. But we always want to have that with a grain of salt, because these tensions, quote unquote, can become a reality, right? Of getting delisted or China-based stocks getting pressure, anything like that. Now, I started off the post by saying that if you guys remember last year's tensions with China-based stocks, you would have an idea that all those China-based stocks are still here, right? That was the first thing I wanted to plant in everyone's mind and understand. Now, they're speculative because these tensions could actually hurt the stocks, these quote-unquote tensions. But if it's temporary, this pullback is an opportunity, and that's what I look for. I look for pullbacks that are opportunities. Now, these pullbacks that are actually opportunities, I like to find them at the best moment, or at least as close to the best moment. So if you guys want to know what ticker symbols I'm watching and joining over at the Patreon, you can. The link is down below. With us investors and myself, you'll be able to learn more about the market. You're also going to get more opportunities on these different stocks. And at 13 cents a day, right, I have a tier there that's going to get filled up pretty quickly as soon as people start realizing, I know the market's pulling downwards and these opportunities to go ahead and invest more are getting tighter. But if you want to become a maximizing profit and minimizing losses type of investor, you can join me, because that is my goal, and that's what I look for to go ahead and share with you guys opportunities. Okay, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. So what is it that I liked about this the most? So this tensions were kind of speculative, and it was a temporary pullback in my eyes, but we always got to take it with a grain of salt because we don't know what could happen. So Pinduoduo provides a platform for buyers with value for money merchandise and fun interactive shopping experiences. Pinduoduo offers a social shopping experience that leverages social networks as an effective and efficient tool for buyer acquisition and engagement. So it reminds me of the Pinterest of China. So if you've seen how Pinterest has done, and you go look at Pinduoduo and their AI intelligence and what they're doing with the social platform and buyers and so forth, then you can think of it as the Pinterest of China. Now, if you search up the price targets on this one, you'll be impressed, and it's currently sitting at 124. The highest reliable source price target was 230. So I mentioned this on March 24th. That was on Wednesday, right? So I usually do weekly posts, right, on stocks that I'm watching every single week. And throughout the week, if opportunities like this one, because of fear in the markets and the investors are having a lot of fear, right, it makes it seem like an opportunity. I will mention it to the Patreons throughout the week as well. So you guys get a weekly watch list, and you're going to get opportunities as fresh as I can get them to you. So the 24th was right here. Okay, I mentioned it that afternoon as it was falling. It was sitting at 124 and some change. And then the 25th, it dipped to 119. And since then, it's been running, and it hit a high here of 139. So at this low here, it went up by $20. And from exactly when I mentioned it, it's gone up $15. Okay, do I think this still has room? Possibly. Now, the market is a little bit, rocky. So you want to be aware that some of these stocks, they can run up real fast and then all of a sudden fall again. But when you think about it, 124, and 119, we haven't seen those numbers since November, and that's when it was running up. So anything close to, $100 to 120 is a steal with the growth of this stock when you think about it long term and the way it's grown, and also all the price targets. So any other pullback is just a bigger opportunity, right? You don't want to look at it as a setback, if not an opportunity to position yourself for the next run, right? So when I mentioned it, it seemed like it was going to be temporary, and it certainly did. Now, the stock market overall is kind of rocky, like I said. So you want to be aware of this stuff, but you want to also look at it from the price target. 240, 230 is the highest that I've seen. And if you believe in the company or you understand it, right? Because this is not financial advice. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold any positions. And you understand it and you like it, you should be focusing on the price target, and anything below that is an opportunity. But for those that actually saw it as a short-term opportunity, that pullback to here, $20 per share, buying 10 shares, that's $200. 20 shares, that's $400 in just a matter of 5 days. That's the way you got to go ahead and see what the opportunity lies with and what is it giving to you and what is it that you're trying to receive from it. But I'm always here to try to get you guys into opportunities that are presenting themselves. And honestly, anything below 160 with those price targets seems to me like an opportunity for the long run. And in the short run, exactly when I mentioned it over at the Patreon, was one of the best times to get in on this and ride this wave for as long as it looks like it's going to have strength. And if it gets weak, at the end of the day, as long as you get out before getting back to 124, there was an opportunity there. That was a lot more than 13 cents a day, which is what it is to join my main first tier of $4 over at the Patreon. For 13 cents a day, you'll receive weekly watch lists and opportunities like this one and many more that are going to present themselves throughout the week. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.